On the night of the late Cretaceous, a Triceratops named Gary went missing. His family last saw him near the watering hole, discussing the merits of fermented ferns. The prime suspect is his neighbor, a 7-ton Tyrannosaurus named Kevin. Kevin, who has a prior record of, well, being a Tyrannosaurus, claims he has recently switched to a plant-based diet. He insists his days of predatory behavior are behind him. But the evidence suggests a different story. The Cretaceous Crimes Unit has brought Kevin in for questioning. Watch closely as Kevin uses classic manipulation tactics to hide the fact that he is, and always will be, an apex predator. The interrogation room is cold, stark. The air is thick with tension. A lone Velociraptor detective, known for his calm but piercing demeanor, begins the interview. He doesn't say a word, simply pushing a glass of water across the metal table. This is a standard opening technique, designed to offer a sense of control to the suspect, making them feel comfortable enough to let their guard down. Kevin, the T-Rex, attempts to take the offering. He leans forward, his massive head filling the frame. His tiny arms reach out, straining, his little claws just inches from the glass. With a frustrated grunt, he knocks it over, spilling water all over the table. He sighs, a deep, guttural sound. "I didn't do it," he says, his voice surprisingly soft for a creature of his size. "Gary and I were friends. We used to. Graze together." Here, Kevin attempts to build rapport by using the word graze. He's trying to align himself with the victim, portraying a shared, herbivorous lifestyle. This is a common tactic among deceptive subjects, creating a false equivalence to generate sympathy. However, notice his physiological response. As he speaks, a string of drool escapes the corner of his mouth. He is salivating. This is a common involuntary trait in carnivores when thinking about friends. His body is betraying the lie his words are trying to sell. The detective remains silent, simply observing. He knows that in an interrogation, silence is a powerful tool. It forces the suspect to fill the void, often with revealing information. The detective decides it's time to apply some pressure. He calmly places a photograph on the now damp table, sliding it in front of Kevin. It's a close-up shot of a large, gnawed bone. "We found this in your cave, Kevin. Forensics identified it. It's a femur. A Triceratops femur, to be exact." Kevin stares at the photo. His eyes, usually beady and menacing, seem to widen slightly. "That?" he scoffs, trying to sound dismissive. "That's a stick. A very thick white stick. I chew on it. For the fiber, you know. Helps with digestion." This is a textbook example of denial framing. Kevin isn't just denying the object's identity. He's reframing it within his fabricated vegan narrative. He betting on the detectives being stupid enough to believe that a T-Rex would need a femur-sized stick for its fiber intake. Unfortunately for him, the lead investigators are Velociraptors, widely considered the smartest girls in the park. They are not easily fooled. The detective leans in, his tone still even. "A stick. I see. We also found traces of what our lab called Gary BQ sauce near your fire pit." Kevin's jaw tightens. "It was a vegan barbecue sauce, smoked hickory flavor. I was putting it on some grilled cycads. Very tasty." The lies are becoming more elaborate, a sign of increasing cognitive load. Deception is mentally taxing, and as the pressure mounts, the suspect has to work harder to maintain their false reality. Every new piece of evidence requires a new layer to the story. Kevin is beginning to build a house of cards, and it's getting shaky. Notice the slight twitch in his left eye. This is a leakage of stress, a physical manifestation of the internal conflict between the truth and the lie he so desperately wants them to believe. The detective senses an opening. It's time to change tactics, to introduce a detail that Kevin couldn't possibly anticipate. "We managed to get a warrant to check your stomach contents." Kevin, It was a messy procedure, but necessary. Kevin's confidence seems to surge. He sees this as his chance to solidify his alibi. He puffs out his chest. I had a salad, a Caesar salad. One of my favorites, crisp romaine, a light vinaigrette. The detective lets him talk, giving him more rope. Then he casually interjects, with chicken? Kevin's response is immediate, almost reflexive. Yes, exactly. Grilled to perfection. Wait. He stops. The air freezes. The detective just stares. Kevin's eyes dart around the room as if searching for an escape. No. I mean ... croutons. Big, crunchy croutons. They just ... They looked a bit like chicken, that's all. Easy mistake to make. At this moment, Kevin realizes he has messed up. The slip is catastrophic. It's a classic Freudian slip, a verbal leak of a suppressed truth. He has placed himself at the scene, eating a meal that directly contradicts his vegan alibi. Watch his tail. It begins to twitch, then thrashes, inadvertently knocking over the entire interrogation table with a deafening crash. This is a sign of predatory agitation. The facade has cracked, and the primal creature underneath is becoming exposed. He is no longer the calm, collected vegan. He is a cornered predator. The detective doesn't even flinch. He has him. The confession is imminent. The detective stands up, circling the panicked Tyrannosaurus. It's over, Kevin. The Caesar salad, the fiber stick, the grazing, it all ends now. Just tell us what happened to Gary. Kevin is breathing heavily, his massive ribcage expanding and contracting. The pressure has become unbearable. His composure shatters completely. Okay, fine. I ate him. Are you happy now? I ate him. He was slow. And he looked delicious. He had this marbled look to his flank. Do you have any idea how hard it is to eat leaves when your teeth are the size of bananas? I tried. I really did. The kale, the quinoa. It tastes like dirt. I have needs. I am a carnivore. I need meat. Having been cornered, the suspect reverts to his primal instincts. The confession is explosive, a torrent of frustration and instinct. He gestures wildly with his tiny arms, his voice echoing in the small room. He is no longer a suspect. He is a confessed predator, admitting to his nature. The detective simply nods, pulling out a small notepad. As Kevin finishes his tirade, a low rumble begins to fill the room. The lights flicker. A fine dust rains down from the ceiling. A siren blares outside. Kevin and the detective both look up, confused. Through the reinforced window, a bright, fiery object can be seen hurtling through the sky, growing larger and larger by the second. Kevin's eyes widen in terror, all thoughts of his confession gone. What is that? He stammers. The detective looks at the approaching object, and back at his notes, a look of grim resignation on his face. I believe, the detective says dryly, that's what you'd call a case-closing event. Just as the meteor strikes, filling the screen with a blinding white light, the camera cuts to static. Unfortunately, the trial of the century never took place. The case of the vegan T-Rex was closed, not by a jury, but by an extinction-level event, leaving us to wonder what other prehistoric crimes went unsolved. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more true crime stories from throughout history.